Hey everybody, welcome to Killing Time. This is a double header episode. We didn't decide to wear the same clothing again, but it was a really big weekend because we searched for entertainment that does not suck, and we had the Justice League come out, and at the same time, The Punisher debuted on Netflix. I'm Ayaz Akhtar alongside the man of 491 nicknames. Juice Pop. The Florida Gator. The man who says, I will bite you if you mention Batman vs. Superman again. Just Pop.
Nice.
See, by the way, Rob never knows what I'm going to say there, so that's why
That's awesome.
you're wondering why is there a silence? You're like, what's going on there? This is not rehearsed. I obviously don't rehearse this, and I just come up with whatever the hell I'm thinking at the time.
Whatever's in your head.
Yeah, and my head's a really weird place to be. So, let's talk about The Punisher. We, as everyone knows on this show, we are big Marvel fans. We're big DC fans. We're big comic book fans. We used to go to the comic book shop every week back in college to buy books and come home to our dorm where we would both proceed to silently read.
Yes.
Because that is a little weird to do now that I think about it. It's like,
It is, but we did it every Wednesday, I believe.
We would go to New Comic Book Day and we would get Preacher, and I'd be like, okay, I'm not talking to you, man. And then like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll read it later. Yeah, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
All right. So yeah, we like the comic book stuff. So Punisher is out right now on Netflix. The whole season is out. Now what we did, we've only watched a couple episodes. I'm only 2 episodes in for the purposes of this review. I've just rewatched them, and so it's actually fresh in my head. I tried to watch them the other day, but let's just say I was a little hazy at the time.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, so
understood.
So we've got The Punisher. What did you think of the show?
Okay, just being 2 episodes in, I love the tone. It's perfect for Punisher. It's dark, it's gritty, but it's still different than like the Daredevil's dark and gritty, or Luke Cage's dark and gritty, or Jessica Jones' little darkness. It still feels like it's in the same world, but it definitely has its own feel. The Punisher is obviously a broken man, and the first 2 episodes really get into this, which obviously is important. He was introduced in Daredevil, but we didn't get a ton of his backstory. We know he had this tragedy, wife and children killed, and turned him, and he wanted revenge. This is kind of picking up. It picks up, right after he's finishing off his revenge. 6 months later, where's he at? What's he got now? What's his motivation? What's going on? And so the first 2 episodes are pretty much bringing us to, up to date on what is his life going to be. They're trying to, what is he going to do? What's going to be his mission, his job, or is he just going to wander around aimlessly, which is kind of where we meet him 6 months after he's finished his vendetta, so to speak. So far, I'm liking it. I feel like I do want to watch the rest of the season. I'm not going to give up on it. Like, Iron Fist, I had to force myself to get past episode 2. Whereas this one, I can't wait to watch, episode 3, 4, 5, What did you think?
I thought The Punisher, from what I've seen not just the first 2, but I've seen a handful of them. So the show is, like you were saying, it has the right feel for The Punisher. It is a bit grounded because it's a man with a gun, okay, and Marine training and Special Forces training. So he's not going to be wielding a magic hammer. He does wield a hammer, but that's a whole other thing. We'll get to that later. When it comes to The Punisher, it felt like the book. It's gritty. It's sad at times. It's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of violence. It's got and it's graphic violence. My kid's pretty mature. He's 7 years old. I think he can get through a lot of stuff. I will not let him watch this show.
No, it feels real, the violence. I mean, it feels like this is something you could see in the inner city, guys going at it like this and killing each other.
It's super gritty, and at times, I was just mentioning this about the second episode, and this isn't a spoiler, there's a gunshot that's shown on a video, and the gunshot is heard like a real gunshot. It's a little pop. Not that more movie glorified version of a gunshot. And that made it more real than a lot of other stuff. It definitely feels like it's more in the closer to vein to Jessica Jones. There are some comedic moments in this show, even though it's pretty heavy.
It's not many.
There is a lot of at least the first couple episodes, yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of levity in the
It's
first.
it's heavy. I mean, it's heavy. It's a heavy show.
Yeah, it's not something like, hey, I'm feeling depressed. What should I watch? The Punisher. It's like, no.
No,
Don't watch The
no,
Punisher.
no.
Watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, absolutely.
You can be depressed, but also laugh.
Yeah.
Instead of being miserable when it comes to The Punisher. So we've got, let's see, we're not going to hit any spoilers just yet. I want to say that John Bernthal does an amazing job from what I've seen. He did a great job when he came to The Punisher on Daredevil. I was saying this to Liz. I'm like, his voice, that's the right Batman voice. That's what he should sound like. You understand him. He's gravelly, but I understand him. His voice actually sounds like the voice modulated version of Ben Affleck, which is weird. But I really liked John Bernthal's performance. The guy they have playing Micro, I think he's really good. And I was I remember seeing the Micro CD or the DVD, and I was just like, yes, Micro is coming. This is going to be awesome. It also has a bit of kind of First Blood feel to it.
Yes. That's a perfect way to describe it. It does have that feel to it. That gritty, PTSD coming back from war, not really knowing what to do, but just being so angry all the time kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of levels when it comes to it. There's also, if you've watched Westworld, there's the guy who plays Logan is in it. He plays Billy, which is confusing because the other guy's name was Billy on the other show. And he seems smarmy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He always seems smarmy.
He always has that feel. I think it's the way he looks. I mean, it comes off that way.
She figured out, she goes, he's got like shark eyes. He's got the darkest, just black eyes. There's like nothing going on there. So you can't ever get a read on this guy because he always looks like he's going to eat you because that's what sharks do. And I guess my shark attack things are overblown. Now I'm just getting off on a tangent. Just guys, don't believe sharks will kill you right away unless you do research because I don't know. Guns, violence. Anyway, speaking of guns and violence, talk back to the
guns and violence. Now let's go into spoilers. Yeah, let's talk some spoilers.
Visual sign. There it is. Go ahead.
Okay, so tell me about your feel on some of the gruesome scenes that we've seen so far. Just 2 episodes in.
Holy crap. Okay, so The Punisher has some of the most violent scenes on the Daredevil show. And they do not mess this up. You know what? He's going to still do that. He's going to take out these guys with one gun or no guns. Destroy people, break bones. There's just this... What's the word to describe it? It's just this... disgusting... Visceral is a great word for it. It's a disgusting, visceral violence. It's not like... movie glorified, I'm going to punch you. Fall down. Oh, no. It's like, no, I'm going to break your wrists. I'm going to break your leg. I'm going to beat you in the face with a sledgehammer.
And throw you in a vat of concrete so you die. And he pulls no punches. And he also doesn't leave people alive, ever.
No.
So far, he kills everybody.
When there's a chance, the Punisher acts like the Punisher.
Yeah, he kills people, yes. Yes, that is what he does.
And it's not like, okay, every other character, you're like, oh, what's their moral code? What's going on here? Oh, what's... No, the Punisher is a bad guy. There's nothing really... Yeah. He's trying to kill the right people, I guess. He's got this kind of...
but he's just like the comic book, like he was written. Yes, he's killing people for a reason, but push comes to shove, he's a bad guy who kills people.
He's an executioner. He's
pretty much.
And he's a vigilante. He's going against... It's not like he's building a case and he's going through due process. He's just... And that is messed up in so many different levels. But the show is... I just said how horrible he is. But the show is fun in the fact that it doesn't feel like... When I was watching The Defenders, right? I thought that show was trying really, really hard. And it didn't really pull it off. It wasn't excellent by any means. And so far, I think The Punisher has all the bones to be really good.
Yes, it does.
And that's a big deal because Jessica Jones had the same thing. The first couple episodes in, I'm like, you know what? This seems interesting. It's a different feel from Daredevil. But I kind of like this world. This is it's real. It's different. And they don't overdo the thing with the lights. You know what I'm talking about? The lights when they always change the colors for everybody?
Yeah, I I mean, I can't pick out one color. Not red, not yellow. Like you could feel for the other ones. But I mean, it's a little different. I can't really. I'm only a couple of episodes in, so I can't really pin the whole vibe of the show. But I mean, you watch Luke Cage and you pin that, Superfly kind of show right away. I mean, they give that feel to it right away. This one, holding it close to the gut. Like you said, it's more of a, First Blood type feel to the show so far.
Yeah, it's gritty. It's dark, and it's unapologetic about that. The color, if I want to pick a color that matches this, is red, because there's so much blood. There's a lot of blood in this thing. And they're not like, oh, when you get hit, you're not going to bleed. It's like, no. This is like...
You're going to bleed.
When you watch Logan, there's just violence on violence on violence, because, again, he's just a guy. He's got no powers. He's not running around like Captain America, jumping off a taxi cab or something, or turning into the Hulk, or having the magic hammer. Which, by the way, I will say, I'm surprised they make no mention in the first couple episodes at all to any of the other Marvel stuff that goes on.
Nope, nothing. They haven't talked about anything. They haven't even, other than Karen Page being part of it, and there being some allusion to them having the past together. There's not even any speak of Daredevil or anything that went on, between that whole thing.
So he plays. While he's in hiding as Pete Castiglione, he is a construction worker or something, and he's just beating a wall with a hammer. So
I can't figure out what his job is, but yeah, he beats down walls with a hammer.
He's in demo. Right,
okay.
He's on the demo side of it. So I'm assuming that sometimes he will be putting up stuff, but they didn't show us that yet, because
No.
It's not as exciting to see Frank with the drill putting things up. But
no.
We have Frank beating things with a hammer, and one of these kids that is working there mentions to him, like, "Hey, what's with you and that hammer?" And then he goes to Cool Hand Luke, and I'm like, well, how did you not throw a Thor reference right then and there? Because there's a dude who wields a hammer in your world.
Yeah.
Who is a god.
Yeah.
And nobody...
I think that, like you said, they're trying to distance itself from superheroes in the other shows, I guess. But you're right. The guy would have said Thor.
I would think a casual mention. Yeah. Not like, hey, remember that kid in Queens, the spider guy? Like, that would have been a little bit much. But this... Yeah. It's on point. He's got a sledgehammer. Like, come on.
Make a Thor reference.
Somebody. It didn't have to... It wasn't like... Well, why would the Punisher be using a hammer? It's like, because he's working construction. Like, it wasn't a stretch by any means. Otherwise, what'd you think of? Oh, I forget. Is his name Donnie or Danny? This character.
Well, he's pretty much just a plot device to pretty much snap Frank out of his, I don't know if it's depression or his funk, to make him care about something again. He really doesn't care about the kid, but just, doesn't want to see him dead, which, obviously he's dealing with his demons of his lost wife and lost kids, and he just happens to be in the area where this criminal stuff is going down, and this kid gets himself into a lot of trouble.
Wait a second. He obviously cares about this kid. Here's why. One, he saves the guy's life by killing everybody after him. He doesn't just beat him up with a warning. He kills all of them. Then... Before he kills all of them, he finds out where the deal was happening, because the idiot kid, his wallet falls out and his name is known to the gangsters, and they're going to go kill him. So Frank decides to visit and kill all of them.
Which had to happen because that's how Micro finds him.
Okay, that's very convenient. You're right.
Yeah.
But we can get about the gate analysis. I guess that's a thing. Maybe that's a thing.
Yeah.
But... when it came to...
I've seen it on other shows where they talk about this gate analysis thing. Whatever.
Okay, so let's talk about Micro and Sarah and the... You're right, there's a lot of very convenient things that happen, right? Micro finds him, and it totally works that way. He can find anybody because reasons. And then Then Karen Page, who every time she's on screen, I audibly groan because I cannot stand Karen Page on any show. I'm not talking about the actress, just the character. The
character. She was a footnote in the books too. I mean, didn't she end up dying of AIDS in the comic books or something like that? Or
I think she's
You know,
dead,
in
but I
one
don't know
iteration.
why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I used to read Daredevil. Karen Page, it didn't stand out to me, and she's
No,
just so fundamentally like, I've got a
no.
big heart all the time. It's like, oh my god, your character needs some more dimension because you should be way more pissed off.
Yeah,
You really should be. But she serves as a moral compass, and I get that. No, I'm not
yeah,
totally dense.
yeah.
I paid attention in English class. I understand what she's for, but God, is she annoying. Anyway, so Karen
Yes.
finds out about the info about Micro, because Punisher needs the info about Micro. And she's just so lucky to find like a draft of something, and it's just so lucky that her editor happens to know what's going on, and it's so easy that they're all connected just that
Yeah.
quickly, because no other publication, as far as I know, has the information they're looking for. Then Frank finds Karen by, I guess, staking out where she would be, and acts like a homeless man to get the information. It's like, okay, this the amount of tracking that is involved with this show.
Yes.
It's so.
But the good thing is I moved right past that. I didn't let it bother me. We went on to, a cool, pretty much torturing scene between Punisher and Micro, and, culminating in what looks like them becoming a team. And Frank saying, that's fine, we'll do this, but everybody dies. I kill everybody. Which was awesome.
Yeah, they are. This is the thing, we talk a lot about other characters, and they don't stay true to the character. Frank, as long as they don't make him a spiritual angel again.
Yes,
would actually be
angel
true
of
to
death.
character.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
I would like one joke about that. Just once.
Something somewhere. Yeah, avenging angel or something somewhere.
Yeah, something like that. But he's got this idea of, okay, they did something bad.
They have to die.
If they don't exist, they can't do it again. It's like, okay,
it's a good thought.
your logic's sound. It's
a very good thought.
It's a little rash and it's a little extreme, but you're not called, the compromiser. You're the Punishers.
Yeah. You're not called the compromise.
He's not the compromiser.
Nice.
He's taking it all. So
Yeah.
I think the show is really good. It's a great start. And it also feels like you're saying with Iron Fist, I haven't watched the show at all because I was like, okay, maybe I can like Iron Fist after watching Defenders, and I couldn't. I didn't.
No,
like
even worse. Even worse. He was the worst part of Defenders. He ruined that entire show for me.
He's so. Another thing that here's a theme. I hate dumb characters. He's really
and he's
dumb.
stupid.
Now,
He's really stupid. I am the immortal Iron Fist. No kidding. You haven't said that 14 times today.
Is he smarter in his own show?
No, worse.
The Luke Cage stuff kind of felt hokey when I was watching it. I watched like the first 3 episodes. I'm like, I don't really
Luke Cage is kind of hokey, but compared to Iron Fist, it's award winning.
Yeah.
But then compared to Daredevil and Jessica Jones, I mean, it doesn't even belong on TV. So
I think right now it probably, based on what I've seen, and only what I've seen, is I think Jessica Jones might be the best Marvel show they have. Then there's Daredevil, then there's Punisher. But it depends on the season. Well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think based on that, so that's pretty up there. Then there's a whole bunch of other stuff which I never want to see. I never want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know why. I just could not. I'm like, there's a Marvel show on TV. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I don't care. I don't know why I couldn't care about that. I really need to watch Inhumans because this is the show that searches for entertainment that does not suck, and I need to be able to talk to you about this.
Yeah, this one sucks. Yeah, I watched all 8 episodes just to let you know.
There are 8 episodes already.
8 and it's done. That's it.
I should watch it. And there's
8
also
episodes.
Agent Carter. I didn't want to watch. I guess I don't want to watch people.
I liked Agent Carter. That's the only one that you've mentioned that I didn't like. Because I think I liked that it was a period piece, and that allowed it to do a lot of things that, the technology and everything now you couldn't have.
Okay, so I think that I have to watch some bad entertainment for the sake of this show.
Yes,
because
Inhumans.
I talk a lot of smack about the DCEU, but I love the television stuff. Well,
it's the exact opposite. From not counting, you don't count the Netflix stuff, but the Marvel movies are great. The television stuff leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, I want to watch Runaways, which is going to run on Hulu on the 21st. I'm excited about that.
Right,
It seems like a fun concept.
But we did say Gifted is good. Gifted is.
Well, that's Fox Marvel.
Fox Marvel. So that's different.
Different arm. Anyway, speaking of different, let's talk about a bad segue. I'm going to say thanks to our patrons. You guys are different. These 4 people are actually very different. These
They were
folks,
obviously something wrong in the head. I mean, something right in the head.
well, to be fair, we love our patrons, people who
We
are
do love
supporting
our
our show
patrons.
at patreon.com.
I just mean, who would want to support us?
That was self-deprecating humor for those of you who are as tone deaf as me.
Yeah. You should support us. We work hard at this. Some of these things, take some time. We have to go see these movies. We have to think of witty things to say. Ice has to speak.
That's not an easy thing to do for me, by the way. It's a very difficult thing for me to do, to speak. I don't like speaking ever. It is, like I mentioned earlier, it is just a nightmare, a public nightmare.
Yeah,
if there's a camera in my face, I'm like...
Oh, my God. It'd be crazy if that was your job.
But again, if you go to patreon.com/IAS, you guys can support our show in any way possible. If you want to give us $1, more than $1, less than $1, you can do that. How could you give us less than $1? You can share a link to patreon.com/IAS to support the show. If you don't like the show, share a link anyway and say to people how much we suck. And if you watch this far, you're awesome. And if you watch this far and you're still hating us, we got to talk. Why?
You need to find something else in life.
I appreciate you watching this, but
Yeah, thank you, but go find something you enjoy doing.
Yeah, please
don't watch us.
Well, yeah. So, but you guys who do watch us, and you seem to enjoy this. Thanks for watching our show. This is we've been doing this for such a long time. This started as a hobby. There's other stuff that happens on the Patreon side. By the way, we keep little extras there. We'll probably record a little extra thing after this. Sure. Alexa doesn't understand what I'm talking about, which is great. I don't know why.
She never does.
Anyway, on that note, I think it's time to mention, should people watch The Punisher at all? Opinion?
Yes, absolutely. Good show. Like I said, it's right up there with, Daredevil and Jessica Jones so far. Obviously it could take a nosedive, but far superior to some of their recent offerings.
One last thing I want to say, I really enjoy the theme song. It's one of the few shows that I don't skip the intro on. Between this and, I skip the Daredevil one all the time. And I skip the Defenders one pretty quickly. And Stranger Things, I always listen to. And The Punisher...
Stranger Things is awesome. Yes. Agreed.
I listen and I watch that intro each time because it's a really cool intro. It sets the tone. Guitar music, kind of that kind of Sons of Anarchy kind of feel to it. The guns in the shot, they're making guns in the shot. And they're making the actual Punisher skull out of the guns. Really cool looking visual. Very impressed with that. So I really like that they try so hard. Even though in a world where you don't need to have these intros anymore because you're picking the show. It's not like, I'm flipping through. What am I going to see? It's like, no, which is what I do when I talk to myself. Right? I always talk like this when I talk to myself.
I'm talking like this.
It's a really good thing I don't have to talk on this show. Okay, but I enjoy this show. I think it's worth watching. Give it a shot if you haven't. That's not a pun. That's a pun there too. Okay,
okay.
That's it. That's it. Zoe,
that's it.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Bye-bye.
Go. Hit the button. Hit the button.